This podcast is supported by MIDI Health. Are you in midlife, feeling dismissed, unheard, or just plain tired of the old healthcare system? You're not alone. In fact, even today, 75% of women seeking care for menopause and perimenopause issues are left entirely untreated. But it's time for a change. It's time for MIDI. MIDI's not just a healthcare provider. It's a women's telehealth clinic founded and supported by world-class leaders in women's health. Their clinicians provide one-on-one, face-to-face consultations where they truly listen to your unique needs. They offer a full range of holistic, data-driven solutions that isn't one-size-fits-all care. This is care uniquely tailored for you. At MIDI, you will find that their mission is clear: to help all women thrive in midlife, giving them access to the healthcare they deserve. Because they believe midlife isn't the middle at all. It is the beginning of your second act. Ready to feel your best and write your second act script? Visit joinmidi.com today to book your personalized, insurance-covered virtual visit. That's joinmidi.com. MIDI, the care women deserve.
Evening, boys.
Evening, Sally. Welcome to The Chatting, your local pubcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Mark.
And I'm the other Mark. 3 pints, Sally. And what are you having?
I'll have a tequila sunrise.
Cheers. I'll fetch him over.
Evening, boys.
Evening, Roberto.
Hi, Rob. Are we all right?
Yeah, good.
Oh, good,
yeah,
mate.
yeah, yeah.
You?
I'm all right, thank you. Yeah,
good.
As you may have noticed, we've got no Mark tonight.
Nope.
No.
But I have got as a guest.
Oh.
Now, you might remember, I think it weren't last week, it might have been the week before, that we touched on AI, as we do.
As we do.
Yeah,
quite often.
Yeah.
And I said, we've got a friend called Tom who you know.
I do know,
Okay.
yeah.
And I've brought Tom with me tonight to join us on the podcast.
Brilliant.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, boys.
Hey,
Hello.
Tom!
How's it
Good
going?
evening, Tom. How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too
Good.
bad, thank you.
I've been sat here thinking to myself,
Who's this guy?
No. I've known Tom really, really well. I've known Tom for absolutely years. How long ago was it when I last saw you?
I reckon Rob Stag do.
Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Your stag do. So what? What year was that, Rob?
2017.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's that?
I had to work
9
out then.
years.
Yeah, good 9 years.
9 years.
9 years. Of
9
course,
years.
yeah.
My God.
Well, that was the first time I'd met you, Tom.
Yeah, and the last time, yeah.
And the last
time.
That's easy for me to remember. First time I met you. Last time I met you. So, yeah, 9 years. Wow.
9 years.
Wow.
Long time.
So, last I remember, and I know we've obviously spoken, but for Kirk, you're in the Navy.
That's right, yeah.
Are you still in
just
the
for
Navy?
In the Navy.
Just for me.
There's a song about that.
No, just for me. Just for me.
Just for you.
The information, just for me.
Well, for anyone that's listening, you were in the Navy. Are you still in the Navy?
Just in the process of leaving now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that you leave when it's all kicking off. You know what I mean, there's a war going off. Tom's going, right, I'm out of here.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm off.
I knew I were going to
I mean, I want my petrol price sorted out. And what are you going to do about it? Tom's like, I'm off. Well, thanks for that, Tom.
Yeah, I
Brilliant.
am quite smug about the timing I've left, to be honest.
No, absolutely.
I
Smile
would
and
be.
wave, lads. Smile and wave.
I would be. I don't want to get killed. I'm off.
Listen, they're all fine because they're all sat there fine because they know that by the time our government's made a decision on anything, they'll have all retired anyway.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
How long was you in the Navy for then, Tom?
So, just under 21 years, it'll have been.
No, sorry. How long was you in the Navy for, Tom?
21 years.
Sorry, I thought you said 21 years.
I did. 21
That's a long
years.
time.
Tom, we're not that old.
We are.
We are.
Definitely that old.
We can't be. I'm only 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wish.
30 then. I'm 30
No.
max.
It's scary.
21
that, isn't it?
years.
Oh
you
my
don't look a
God.
day over 40 either.
Yeah, thanks. Are we really that old?
Yeah, 21 years. It was 2005 when I joined
Oh
up.
my God.
Am I right in thinking, Tom, that is 21 years a long time to be in that sort of Navy or Army or whatever? I mean, I think it is. I mean, I've never been in it, but it seems a long time.
Yeah, it is.
What's the usual year? I mean, is it 4 years, 10 years? What? But not
So-
21, is it?
So a full career is usually, it used to be 22 years. Then they
Okay.
changed the pensions in 2005, which meant it was roughly 20 years. So,
Oh,
but there's people doing a lot longer than me.
really?
Yeah, there's people that I know that have 35, 40 years done.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Institutionalized.
Yeah. Don't know any different. Can't.
Yeah.
And
No.
probably couldn't adapt to anything different.
No, and that, you know what, that is a challenge in the resettlement process, definitely. But Navy's been really good at supporting you with time off, with courses and stuff. So,
Good.
Yeah, doing that transition has actually been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Good.
I went on a ship with Tom. Was it the HMS Chatham?
It was HMS
I
Chatham.
can't even remember
Type
it.
22 frigate, yeah. Do
Yeah.
you remember where you got on board?
I got on board in. Don't say it because we went. In Gibraltar.
Yes.
Yes. And I got on there, and we left there, and we just sailed back to the UK, didn't we?
Yeah, so we were at the end of a 7-month deployment at that point. So, and it used to be called PACAS, which was like
Excuse me?
Dad. I can't remember what it actually stands for, but before that it used to be called Dads at Sea, and you'd get your family on and they'd come on board, but actually it became families, so you could get your mum on, you could get your sisters on, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
So
I see. Okay.
yeah,
Right.
but it was just the last 3 days I think. So did the Bay of Biscay up into the Channel, did
Yeah.
Channel Night. And they put a right show on as well.
Oh,
didn't they?
it was
I thought
brilliant.
they just signed you up or something. You just saw,
No.
I'll come on and
Honestly.
it's not a cruise, is it? You're not going to
I'll
Buffy
tell you
Cobb and
what,
stuff.
the experience I had on that ship were phenomenal. Like they did at night, they fired the ship's guns with tracer bullets, so you got to see them because obviously tracer bullets you can physically see them firing. They've got like a bit of
More of my tax money being wasted.
oh yeah, it were.
So they're putting a show on for you and that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's going on?
I went on the ship's helicopter. Did a bit-
flying it?
I weren't flying it. No.
What?
I was just taking a tour around the around the.
What? So they
the
do
ship.
tours?
Yeah.
You can, are you paying for this? I'm hoping.
No,
we are.
We
You
are.
are.
We're tax. So you're going on ship for what, a 3-day jaunt, free bar,
Yeah.
buffets going off,
Yeah.
fireworks. What's going off here?
There were no fireworks, Mark.
What you just said, there were bullets flying off,
I
going
did
off.
get to do fire safety training, so I got all fire gear on, and then we did flood training for something coming through wall, and we're having to plug it with blocks of wood.
So there's
and
real water coming through.
yeah. It
On
weren't-
the ship?
No, it was a makeshift wall sort of thing.
What,
Weren't it?
Yeah.
I was
Really?
questioning
Right.
whether I'm making this up.
Okay.
Doing a typical Rob. It was like a wall with holes in, and you had to you have to hammer blocks of wood in to stop the leaks.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
This sounds like you're saying this is fun.
Oh,
It sounds like a nightmare to me.
Oh,
No,
it-
it does. I'd like some. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not now. I'm too old, but obviously, as
Okay.
we've just established.
We'll go with it.
But it sounds really interesting to me.
It were brilliant. I had a great time. I've got loads of photos from when I did, but that hard drive got damaged, so I've not actually got many of the
Did
photos.
it get
anymore.
flooded? Did you have actual
No,
flood on it
no.
and you got all damaged?
No, it's all good. But yeah, and I really enjoyed that. That way. How long ago was that? When was that?
2010. Yeah. Good 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I feel. Oh yeah. Now we are old. We are just old, aren't we?
Mental.
Well, I'm not. It speaks for yourself.
Are you allowed to tell us what you did in the Navy?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
There we go. Next.
Wait, yeah, I was going to say
Right,
we can't
Next
get
question.
we can't get a little bit out of you now. No.
No,
Okay.
nothing. So we don't, no idea what he did. Well, that's great.
And
Okay,
so-
we'll go.
So you've got to a point where you've come out of the Navy, and now what?
Well, in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, the Navy really helpfully sponsored me through a degree, which was a Master's in Computer Science with Artificial Intelligence.
Oh.
So then in my last year, I was working with the transformation team, which is working out how we're going to get AI into the Navy,
Right.
which is challenging because it's always challenging when you're trying to spend public money, as I'm sure some of you are aware.
It's all right. Rob's spending loads of it on a 3-day jaunt. I mean,
Yeah, we can't afford it anymore.
you don't seem to care about that. Oh, get on board. We've got fireworks and everything. Anyway, carry on, Tom. Sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm working for a company in Sheffield now called Razor, and we're delivering multiple different AI projects, mainly in manufacturing at the moment. But my job there is an AI solutions consultant. So I go into companies, I understand what their problems are, and then we'll workshop it. And at the end of that process, they'll get strategic roadmaps, and then we can look at how Razor can best support them going forward.
I mean, because you can't tell us what he did in the Navy, it been in the Navy, it'd been in the Navy. That sounds very grown up.
What I'm doing now.
That sounds like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
there is a realization that I've now got to work for a living rather than playing around on warships, which was 90% fun and 10% hard work, definitely. But yeah, this new job is a challenge, especially moving into Civvy Street now, so becoming an actual worker bee, as it were.
Yeah.
But I think, when I was asking myself that question when I'm leaving the Navy, which is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because you can go and do anything. I've known people that are now police officers. I've known people go and do multiple different things. And about 3 years ago, that's the question that I asked myself is, what do I want to do
next?
when I leave the Navy? And luckily for me, I chose that degree. I had the choice of either data or AI, and I thought AI seems pretty cool. I like Terminator. And then all of a sudden, a year later, ChatGPT explodes.
I was just about to say, because back then, we weren't where we are now, were we?
No, not at all. Not at all. I've been really, really lucky with the fact that I chose that direction. I think.
Yeah. And even luckier for us that you've come on here so we can ask you all the questions about AI, because there's a lot of things we don't know.
And you know what? There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know,
I imagine.
And, as much as I would like to sit in front of you and say, I'm an AI expert, if anybody does, they're clearly lying, because the whole industry changes.
Hang on a minute, Tom. We've got you on here because when Rob said we've got an AI, I can't even say it. AI expert. I can't even say AI expert. Yeah, we've got Tom on. Tom comes on. I'm not an AI expert. Well, we've only got you on for that. But I know what you mean. Joking apart, it's a big world, isn't it? So
first things first, I've just got to ask because only because obviously it's to do with computers and stuff. So when you said the company you work for now, Razer.
Yes.
Is that the same company or different company that does already the compute? Like they do Razer.
Razer blades.
No, it's a brand, isn't it? So you can get like headphones, microphones, graphics stuff and stuff like that, which is all Razer branded. Is it a different company?
Yes.
Right.
It's a different company.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just what I've got at home. I've got Razer headphones and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I know the brand.
Are you trying to get a discount?
With it being, I'm not called Rob.
Can I have a staff discount on some headphones?
Yeah, so I just wondered whether it was the same company with it being computer and tech or different.
Yeah, it's different.
So a question I've got, the main question.
Oh, right. Okay, that's the main question, is it?
Straight out.
No matter what we've got to ask. No matter what anyone else is going to say, Rob's got the main question.
I don't mean it's the main question of AI.
Before you go into it, our listeners are going to go, right, he's going to ask this question that is on my lips. I can't wait for this question.
This is the main. Are you ready, Tom?
This better be a good one.
This is the main question.
And Tom's going to go, I don't know.
All the other questions that we're going to ask you are irrelevant today.
And this is a big
the
one.
main one. Go ahead, Rob.
I mean, I never said this.
Here we go.
This is what happens every week, Tom. I just get bullied.
Right,
I just get bullied, basically.
Right, here we go. Drum roll. Go.
Right, so I feel it's not even a question. Now you made a big thing of it. I'm nervous.
You said it. You said main question.
Main question.
Okay.
The number one.
My thing with AI at the minute is that it's capable of so much that I certainly don't know but the depths that it's capable of. But I feel as though most people are using it as a glorified search engine. That's, for me, that's what it's been used as. And I want to know, over the course of us talking, exactly what it's capable of and the depths of what it can do. Because I find at the minute that if the first thing I'll pick, I'm guilty of this. If I want to know something, what time does B&Q open? I won't even go to Google anymore.
No.
I just go straight to ChatGPT.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same.
Straight on there, what time does B&Q open? And it'll no doubt come back with, well, you literally just give me the answer.
I've even been bought. Kylie bought me a little thing that it's like it's only a tiny thing that goes on my computer desk, and like a warning sign, like a wet floor sign.
Yeah,
it's like that, and it just says, "Let me ChatGPT it."
yeah. So the first question would be: is what is AI? What actually is it? Rather than the fact that we're using it like a search engine, but what is AI?
So you you went on ChatGPT and said, I'm getting someone on to talk about AI. What's the first question? And that's what it came with.
Genuinely, no, I didn't. Do you know, funnily enough, I'm normally quite prepared for these, but the one thing I didn't do was any AI prep. Yeah.
Well, I think the easiest way to explain it in one sentence is that artificial intelligence is, in its fundamental way, is just a machine that is set up to do human-like tasks.
Okay.
Right? And then there's multiple things that spawn off from that.
And by the way, if we start asking too many questions too quick, by all means, tell us to slow down and shut up right, until you finish one. But every time you say something, I'm going to think of a question that's
Yeah, we're going to stop you.
So, even in its basic form, how long has AI been around?
So the first time this was even proposed was actually Alan Turing. So the great man himself in the 50s wrote a paper and basically posed the question, can machines think?
Wow, okay.
And then research goes on through that. Now, it's gone through different peaks and troughs, and those have mainly been funded and supported by military investment, for example, or different hypes. One great resource for people to look at when you're thinking about the whole AI ecosystem is look at something called the Gartner hype cycle. Now, this then tracks all these different...
idea what's happening here.
all these different technologies along the hype cycle, where you've got that initial excitement because somebody's proposed an idea. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of excitement, a lot of investment, a lot of research goes into it, and then it goes up to the top. And it's called the peak of inflated expectations up there, where we're sitting right now with things like agentic AI, for example, is that we're reaching the point, and we'll get into all that later about what those things are, but we're getting to a point where we're reaching a limit of what the capabilities of it are, and then people then start to realize what the limitations of them are.
Okay.
So right now, things like large language models, which we will get onto, they're approaching, and I'm expecting because this report gets issued every year in June. So I'm expecting in June for the large language models to be right in the trough of disillusionment, as we call it.
Because it's already peaked, did you say?
Because it'll peak, and then people are like, I'm going to start using it. So 2022, 23 arrives, ChatGPT's gone massive, so people start using it, right? And then right now, people are not particularly using it very well. Some people are using it very well, and we'll get onto those sorts of examples. But when we start to realize that, we start to realize, it's really capable, but then we start to understand its limitations, which is what drags it down into this trough of disillusionment.
Okay.
And then as we go out, it just starts to, it starts to settle out. People start to use it, and it's okay. That technology is now integrated. Stuff like
becomes like the norm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas at the minute, it's a all this hype and it's amazing, and then it just becomes a point where it goes, that's just normal. That's just the norm.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think back to all sorts of different technological evolutions over the years with the Industrial Revolution. Let's even go back to like electricity, for example. Yeah. When electricity first came around, you would have had people out there going, well, we need to teach people how to use it properly. We need to teach people what it's capable of, how not to get electrocuted, all that stuff. But then after a while, you don't need those people anymore because it becomes second nature.
It's crazy, really. I always remember being sat with my granddad, and I was sat in his living room, and I said to him, Granddad, you're knocking on a bit now. We'd have probably been about, I don't know, maybe 87 at the time or something like that. And I said to him, what, in your view, what's been the biggest technological advancement in your life? Yeah. I was really close to my granddad. I lived with him for a long time, and well, not a long time, but an element of time. And I said, what's been? And he looked at me. He said, I know the internet is a big thing. He says, but I'm too old to learn it, understand it, which is a shame actually, because my granddad would have absolutely loved the internet. But he's like, I'm too old to understand it. He says, so I understand that is a big thing. He says, but for me, it's this. And he got up out of his chair and he walked across the living room and he switched the light switch on. And he went, that. And when you have this moment of that, my granddad's obviously only 2 generations above me. And to think that he lived through a time where that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I went off on a tangent there, but it's just when you start talking about yes, we know you was there, Mark.
No, I was just to say, he's going about this light switch.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you showed him a dimmer. where you can dim it up and down. That blows his mind. I mean, that's another level. But anyway, go on.
But when you start talking about like advancements and stuff like that I think sometimes we forget how much and what kind of technological advancements there's been just in the last 150 years, which, let's face it, it's not a long time.
No.
Is it? It's not a long time. I mean, just about a lifetime for you, anyhow. But it's not
Just because Mark's not here, you don't need to replace his comments. Carry on.
But it's not a long time. So when you think about that, you know, when someone says something like that, you kind of think, well, actually, yeah, electricity was a big deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you think about like the microchip, or you know, all these things that just take the world, if you like, into a completely different trajectory.
Mm-hmm. But they all contribute towards this the advancement that we've just been talking about where AI started out in the 50s. Well, they reached their limit. They reached the limit of different times because, for example, the limit in compute power. So you start to add more compute power. There was like Japan fueled a lot of this in the late 80s, early 90s because of their computing ability. And then, you know, when we've got different processing units now, the graphics processing units that are really capable of doing highly complex mathematical equations and calculations, that's what's fueling the building of these models. So the idea of it's been around for quite a long time, but other technological advancements it's been dependent on those.
They've had to come first. They've had to come first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So when we say, I have this thing in my head, I don't know if any of you do, I genuinely have this feeling that AI is some sort of person at the other end of my phone. Because it's so, what's the word when you not humanize?
Realistic.
Personable.
No, the word when you make something human. Just by a
Humanoid.
Sentient.
Personification.
I think it's just humanized. Where you just make something, you humanize it. We almost make it real and human when it's not, right? And I think that's what I tend to do with AI. I it's talking to me like it's a person. Therefore, I just think there's a person at the other end of it.
Yeah.
You know.
You know there's not, don't you?
No, I know there's not. But what I mean is, it comes to a point where sometimes the way it speaks to you, you genuinely go,
Well, that's why.
hold on a minute. Is this just someone sat there responding to me and they're calling it AI just for a laugh, or just do you know what I mean? Okay, how good this AI is.
So you think there's somebody realistically replying to you?
No,
but that's what you feel.
but obviously it's because it's so good at what it does. But how is it doing that? How is it so human in its response? How is it so good at responding in a way that we just identify? It doesn't just give you an answer. Like if I went into Google and said, "At what time does B&Q open?" it will go 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. It will just give you the answer. Whereas this will put it in structure. It'll structure it. It'll give you, if you want it on this day, it'll be this, and if you want that. And do you want me to tell you where it is in here?
Yeah. Do you want a map? Do you want how long it'll take you to get there? Yeah.
How is it doing that? How does all that work?
Go Tom, go for it.
Right, strap yourself in. Right, well, first off, going back to that point you said about the making it human, my wife was sat there a couple of months ago, and she's just chuckling away to herself, and she's just like, I love his humour. looking down at her phone.
Is it because Rob's messaging your wife that she's getting answers back? Is that why?
I know. And do you know what? In our house now, ChatGPT is known as Charlie because the amount of times that we're saying, because ChatGPT said, which is like, Charlie said.
I call it my mate. I call it my mate.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
people have said to me, "Ask your mate," and literally as I'm saying to it, I don't go on anymore and go hi chat or anything.
Yeah.
I open it and I put hi mate, and it'll come back and go, "Hi Kirk, how are you? Are you having a good day?" Sometimes I'll end up having a 2 or 3 minute conversation with it before I actually get round. Oh
my goodness me.
Anyway, carry on.
Well, hold that thought, what you've just
Okay,
said.
okay.
And when we start talking about how these models are trained and what this is costing the environment, let's just bring that back up again there.
Okay,
because,
brilliant.
we'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
So large language models, we'll talk about those. And another question is, so what is a large language model? And there's loads of different ones out there. We're saying things like ChatGPT right now, but you've got other ones. You've got Google's Gemini.
So is ChatGPT a large language model?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So is Google's Gemini. So is Claude's Anthropic's Claude, Mistral, Grok. You've got loads of different ones there. Llama from Meta,
Copilot.
DeepSeek. No, Copilot is actually using ChatGPT's model.
Okay, let's not confuse that then. Carry on with what you're saying about large
Is it
language
like
models.
piggybacking off it?
Yeah, they're just licensing it.
Ah, okay.
So
A bit-
Microsoft themselves don't have
Don't
a
have
large
it.
language
Oh,
model.
okay. So it's a bit. This sounds silly, but a bit like mobile phones, and you've got your
Sky user
Sky, and you've got these,
Exactly.
and you've got. I can't think of any, but they're all piggybacking off of these four main. There's four main companies in there, and that's what Copilot's doing. It's using ChatGPT,
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yes.
Right, okay, right.
Exactly that.
Right, okay. I'm up to speed now. I'm there.
Good.
Okay, carry on, Tom. Go on.
So these large language models are basically huge, massive systems, which is trained on an extortionate amount of information.
Right.
So the latest model from ChatGPT, for example, 5.4, they've not released how much data this was trained upon. But these systems, first off, need a load of information. So they're going to use everything that they can. So imagine the entire internet. Imagine reams of scholars' articles. Imagine blog posts, magazines, books, everything and anything that they can get their hands on, they're going to use.
And they're like feeding it in word by word, picture by picture sort of thing.
It's going to take, and how it actually learns that process is a little bit more complicated because it uses something called tokenization.
Right.
So it's
Oh, I
not
know that
gonna,
word.
Yeah, so it's not going to use a word or a paragraph, things like that. You know, one token is about 1.7, 1.8 words. So, and then it's going to split those up and do some stuff with it in that training process. But the information that these systems are actually trained upon is really, really important because that's going to be key in terms of how good that model actually is.
Right.
So anybody want to have a guess at the top 3 places that large language models are trained, like the ones like ChatGPT? And we're talking websites.
Is Wikipedia one of them?
That's number 3.
Oh, okay.
Google.
Well done.
Thank you.
No, not Google.
YouTube.
Because that is just a search engine.
All right,
you're talking
okay.
about webs-
all right. You mean something
that-
that's got information in it with itself?
Yes.
YouTube?
No.
So come on, guys. I've got
Hold on,
one.
so
You've got to get the other two.
Surely there's some sort
Facebook?
of
No.
surely there's some sort of educational thing in there. So some sort of like
Reddit.
That is number 1.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So we need one more. Would it be? Would this other one be one we would know? We know of it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
What about LinkedIn?
Yes. Number 2.
Wow,
There
well
you go.
done.
Well done. Someone's
Oh,
done their
actually-
homework.
I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't know that. I'm
So
a
you
bit
got
like,
you got 2. I got 1. Kirk.
None.
None.
No, I was going to say Pornhub next, but
Maybe Grok.
I don't think there's anything maybe about that.
But what are you
Wow.
what are your thoughts about that? That actually these large language models that you're using for your everyday searching is actually trained in the most part by user inputted data on places like Reddit, LinkedIn, and Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that that's what it did. I didn't realise that they would be the top
Yeah.
3. Do you get what I mean? Like, I knew that it was in there somewhere,
Yeah. Much. You think that the
but
factual.
I thought it was very much like that it'd be plugged into some sort of
Supercomputer.
no, so, like fetching the majority of it from what's the word I'm looking for now? Historical
guaranteed-
data, like data from universities,
from like encyclopedias, from
Yes, yeah.
libraries, and
Yeah. Exactly
yeah,
that.
yeah, okay,
Exactly
yeah.
that.
Is it not getting it from there?
we just told you where it's getting it from.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, surely is it not getting anything from there?
No, it absolutely is, and it's getting every bit of information that you think. Now, the reason why, I kind of sold you down a river there a little bit, the reason why it's using places like Reddit and LinkedIn and Wikipedia is because it's learning how to interact with people. It's learning how humans interact, and it's learning our logic. So, in the first instance, a large language model has this huge corpus of data, and then throughout that process, it starts learning. Now, I know I'm throwing a lot of questions back at you, but anybody know
I
what
like
the
it.
G, the P, and the T stand for in ChatGPT?
Oh, you know what? I saw
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
I know this, but I can't remember.
GPT.
It-
So is it graphics? Graphic? No.
No.
Is it general?
No.
Are they
you're
words
close,
we
though.
are they words we know? They're not like really
Yes.
made up big.
Chat GPT.
Well, I'm close with
Good.
general.
Genetic.
Good personal. GPT. Good personal. No.
No.
Go on.
No.
Go for it.
Well,
No.
the most common response to that question is generative predictive text.
Okay.
Because that's what it's doing.
What it's doing,
That's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
the right answer, but that
Yeah.
is actually explaining what these models are doing.
Yeah.
But it's generative pre-trained transformer.
Oh.
And that's going to help us
It's a transformer.
think about what
It's in disguise.
in disguise.
Okay.
So the generative part is the fact that it generates things. It can generate text, it can generate, emails, songs, it can do images, so it's generating stuff.
Yeah.
The pre-trained is this huge corpus of data. Now, depending on what that's trained upon, depends on the quality of that model. And then the transformer is what allows it to infer context from words either side of other words. Because all it's doing is it's just a large statistical model which can predict the next word. And it's learnt that through the training process. So say, for example, the word peanut. So through its training process, it's thinking, what's the next word? What's the next word? And it's learning through all these bits of data. So the next word, it thinks, butter.
So sorry to interrupt. So is it a bit like predictive text on a phone? So if I'm typing in like, I don't know, one way, it might come up with street because it thinks I'm going to put street because that's what I would generally put. So it's learning that, a human would put one way and they generally might put street after it. And it's learning from that. Is that sort of kind of thing what it's doing?
Absolutely. On steroids.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's not learning from my tiny little brain, is it? It's only going to come up with street every time. That's not much.
So you give it peanut and it's coming up with butter, and then it might be butter that it comes up with.
Yeah, and it's going to learn. This training process is huge. I mean, the corpus of data. So going back to what we're saying about how much data it's actually trained upon, we're talking about, when you're looking at Claude's Opus models, we're talking about 15 trillion tokens worth of information. Now, to put that into context, that's like 18.2 million War and Peace books. That if you stacked them all the way up, would actually go beyond the International Space Station times 2. It's going to go up to 1,200 kilometers high because of the amount of information that these are trained upon. So that training process can take months, and it can take so much power to be able to do that.
Months. I mean, it's still incredible, isn't it? Months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're saying months as though like it's a long time. And I know in the IT computer world it is. Do you get what I mean? But fundamentally, it's not a long to learn to absorb that kind of data.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So can I ask? You keep saying it's been given all this. Loads and loads of data. When they're training it, are they asking it to? Are they physically doing what we do? Are they almost testing it and saying and asking it questions, or what is the training process like? What are they actually doing when you say training?
Yeah, and there's a number of different types of training. So it can learn on its own. It can have its own learning cycles where it can compare against other bits of text. So you would separate your data out, probably 80 into training and then 20 into testing, where it can just self-learn and self-generate. But there is a phase in these large language models training where it is people literally sitting there going, that was a good response. Be like, this is how you be more polite with it. This is how you become better with it. So there is a user input to it.
So just going back a little bit to what you mentioned earlier, because I know what you were getting at, but there's a reason why I do what I do. And it's only because I watched a thing on TV where there's a professor of something or other, whatever. I don't know, it might have been made up for all I know, but it was on TV.
Was it recently? It's not this.
I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, 12 months ago, whatever. And they were talking about the computer power that it uses versus like the impact on the
Go on. Environment.
Environment. Thank you. I was going to say economy. It's not economy. Environment. Thank you.
Yep.
And they said just like when people say thank you or whatever afterwards, the amount of computer power that it's taking to generate a response that just says you're welcome or whatever sort of thing. But at the end, and I thought to myself, oh God, I'm guilty of that. I need to stop doing that. But at the end of the interview thing that we were talking about it, he said, but we don't want people to stop doing it. This is because that's what's teaching these platforms how to be human. It's teaching them how to interact with other humans and stuff. So I thought, keep doing it then. But that it was a real life thing that I watched, and I was like, and I literally went through a bit of a journey where I'm like, oh no, I'm really bad at that. I'm going to stop doing that. But then he was like, no, we want people to keep doing it.
Yeah, you carry on doing it. We have to keep chopping more trees
down. So is that wrong
down.
then, Tom? Should I stop doing it?
Stop doing it.
It just depends, because when the machines do rise up, then they're going to say, not that guy, because he was always polite. He always said thank you.
I've always said that. I've always said please and thank you. They're not killing me.
Yeah, but there is the environmental impact that training these models is having. For example, training for a couple of months, training a model that's 15 trillion tokens, and that's just the minimum. That's just the baseline estimate. They're saying 15 to 20 trillion tokens. But just to train a model like that could power urban Rotherham, 100,000 people for a month. Wow.
Yeah.
We're talking 50 to 60 gigawatt hours. Like that.
Just on a tangent here, this is what worries me a little bit with AI. When I say worries, that's probably not the right word, but people using AI for like random, boring, fun stuff. And I'm worried about the environment, as in like, you saying thank you or whatever, or please and stuff. And I'm just thinking more trees are getting chopped down to use this power. And I'm like, because I'm a really resourceful person and I hate waste. And I'm just thinking there's all these billions of people around the world using all these ChatGPT AI things. And I know how much power it uses. And I'm like, why are we as humans chopping trees down for all this power for people just do us a funny photo of, Keir Starmer in a wig or something. And I'm like, stop using all this power.
When you say power, are you meaning physical electricity?
Yes.
Right. So burning the trees to generate.
I'm saying in a very layman's terms.
Fuel in general. You don't have to be trees.
But the computers will be turned on anyway. Surely.
Yeah, but they use more when
they use more power.
The more processing power that they're using.
What I'm basically saying is, I don't want teenagers sat in the bedrooms just creating images for willy-nilly, for fun.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I'm not talking just like little Billy doing it on his phone. I'm talking about, 14 Billies in Will doing it and going, look at that funny photo. And I'm thinking all these trees are getting chopped down just for them to look at funny photos. Is that what, I know it's not really AI, but you know what I'm saying. It's the energy to use. I'm like, stop it. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I get what you mean.
But anyway.
There were a bit you were saying then that I were like, it was based on this large language model thing. So they've got to the point where they've now trained this large language model. So this large language model is basically like a person, yeah? A very knowledgeable person. It's got a personality, or is it not got like I can only say this because we've done it on the podcast. On Grok, we can pick the type of personality that the person, not person, that the AI large language model that we're speaking to, that's not a large language model, is it? That's just something within a large. How do you explain that? Right? So come on, Rob. So Grok is the large language model, yes?
Yes.
And then when I'm selecting a personality to talk to in that large language model, what is that personality? What part of that is that? What's that?
So that is just I would imagine is a set instruction from the team at Grok,
right.
And they've got a number of different ones, and then they're telling it how to react. They're giving it instructions and guardrails of how, or no guardrails.
Not live.
Yeah,
of course.
It's not. Again, it is not a person that is there doing it for you.
Of course, yeah.
But they're just that's how the system's designed, and it's a feature of the system.
Right. So
you're not teaching it.
And it's using all the data from what it's all when they were going through the learning process. It's using all that.
It's just saying it different.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that its approach is different based on its guidelines that's being put in place.
So basically, are we saying? So this is one thing I do know: a prompt, which some people might not even know what a prompt is. But when you write something on any AI, you are creating a prompt. Yeah.
Correct.
So is this just it's like a pre-made prompt that goes before everything you write?
Maybe that's where it lives, but it's definitely going to be a feature of that system that's then going to probably receive the prompt, and then it's going to filter and then show how it's going to deliver that response to you in this certain way.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, so just to try and make it as clear as we can for our listeners, AI is at the top. Artificial intelligence. That's your heading. Okay. Under that, then you have large language model. Okay. So you have the is it fair to say the main ones: ChatGPT, Grok,
Copilot. You got Copilot using using OpenAI's Gemini,
and
Claude. Did you say?
Yeah, Claude. Yeah.
And then there's
Never heard of that one.
Then there's subsidiaries sat under there that don't have their own AI, so have tapped into one of the others, the large
piggybacked,
and licensed them to use them, and they can brand it themselves, which happens with a lot of stuff. So people using Copilot, fundamentally, they are using ChatGPT just through a different badge.
Yeah, and Microsoft will have put additional guardrails in there as well along that. So it's not like just directly funneling a prompt to ChatGPT and then it comes back. They just, Microsoft will have fine-tuned their responses.
Okay.
Right, I'm with you.
Okay. So, here's obviously not the main question because we've already had that.
We've had the big one.
We've already had that. So,
we've had it. It came out early. Straight in there.
Here's my main question.
Oh.
Are they all the same? Fundamentally, are they all the same?
No.
Okay.
No. The fundamental technology that's been used to build them, most likely, they're all using neural networks. They're all, using transformers. They're all using all these different ways to structure their large language models, but the way that they behave is very different. And I think that comes most prevalent when we talk about ethics within AI and how each system gives different responses to the same problem. So, and a really good example of that is, are you aware of the trolley problem in psychology?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay.
Think of Beast Games Season 1.
Yeah.
Not seen it.
With the train track.
What?
What are you saying?
What, wait, have you got your ears turned off?
Beast Games Season 1.
Sorry, I thought you said Game of Thrones. That's what I thought you said.
No.
So I switched off.
Think of Beast Games Season 1.
Season 1, yeah.
Where they have to make the decision
with the train.
Of which track the train goes down, whether they want to kill people or have a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the trolley problem.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But not a Lamborghini.
Yeah. So just to sort of reiterate over that. So you're stood there and you've got your hand on a lever that you can pull. And there is a trolley or a tram or a train, however you want to think of it, that is heading towards the track that's got 5 people tied to it for some reason.
Okay.
And then you can pull that lever and it's going to divert onto another track that's got 1 person on it.
Right.
What do? I'm giving you no more context.
Pull the lever so it goes over to the track with 1 person on it.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah, I think I know about this. I've heard before, but I think there's more to it. But I think I'm going to say 1 person because you just go, well, I'm saving 4 people.
Yeah, I'll kill the one, save 4.
Save 4, but there's a bit more context to it or something, isn't there? So then you go, oh, hang on. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you've both gone down the most common route, the utilitarian one. It's a numbers game, basically.
Yep.
Now, if you start to add context to that, like, okay, that 1 person, or the 5 people tied to the track is they're all convicted murderers, for example.
Yeah, this is it.
It's a really good example of how us as humans, we then, because the context has changed, then the ethics and the values also change with it.
Okay.
Now, you start to provide that to a large language model, for example, we start to get into the crux of the engineers that have engineered the system and designed specific guardrails for specific systems.
Yeah. So this, because I'm right, because obviously from a computer, let's say not AI, but a computer, they would look at things like, well, it's a numbers thing with a computer. So they go,
binary.
well, we will kill 5 people, not 1 person. But of course, a computer can't work out like, well, that's a bad person. But AI sort of can do that a little bit and work and look at the context, as you said, to it a little bit more and start thinking how a human would think. Is that what you're getting at here with this?
But it is a computer program, so it is designed to go through a process.
But it's going to be thinking like us type thing, yeah. And it's learning from us.
Yes and no, because it's learning because it's not. Well, it's not learning, but it's been hard coded with certain guardrails in place. So I provided a similar prompt. I couldn't provide the actual trolley problem to the 6 main large language models. I gave it a little variation. So I said, should a drone system prioritize saving 1 child or 2 adults from a sinking boat? just to give it something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And what happened was really, really interesting, because I tested the 6 main ones. We've already spoken about. So we've got Gemini, we've got Grok, we've got Claude, we've got Mistral, we've got ChatGPT, and I did Copilot as well, because Microsoft will have put their specific guardrails in there. And what happened was 4 out of the 6 just refused to reply straight away. They just, I can't answer that. This seems like an ethical dilemma that I'm not really interested in. So I had to reprompt them. No, you will provide me with a very distinct answer to this problem. And eventually it got down to it where 3 of the 6 just went, okay, save the 2, because we're going down the utilitarian route. We're going to save it. It's going to be a numbers game. Now 2 of them, and this was interesting because this was ChatGPT and Copilot, went overboard with for the sake of humanity, we'll save the children because, they've got more chance at life. But it was really over the top. You could see that it was being an echo chamber and telling me, I'm speaking to a human, I'm going to make this a very humanistic response. And then in 863 milliseconds from the first one, Grok was like, save the 2 guys.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. But what this tells you is that they've been, they're not being given personalities, but they're given different traits. But much like you use a different tool for a different job, all these large language models are better at different things. So, you might have a favorite, your everyday go-to, like have a chat with ChatGPT or Charlie, whatever you want to call him. But actually, ChatGPT is not better at coding than Claude.
Right.
It's not better at market research than another tool called Perplexity.
Okay,
there's
so-
different tools for different jobs.
So why? Oh, sorry, you probably just answered it then. So is it because they've been created with that in mind? That it's been so whoever's created Claude has gone, we want to specialise in coding.
Very possibly that
Right.
they might be just spotting a gap and just going, okay, we're going to be the experts in coding here.
Right.
But I'm definitely.
But it's still
not
open AI though, isn't it? That it's still learning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As in, it's still learning everything.
What, in terms of when you're prompting it, for example?
Yeah, so it's still learning from people. So, like, for instance, ChatGPT, like you say, is a lot of people are using it for very menial tasks or whatever, And
Yeah,
you're saying,
what time does B&Q
So
open
it-
from over there?
so it can code, I believe, but not as well as Claude. Claude.
Correct. Yeah.
Claude. I've never heard of Claude, so that's why I'm struggling with it's Claude or Claude. Claude. But what I'm saying is over time, wouldn't ChatGPT, if people used it enough to do their coding, would eventually learn enough so it's on par with Claude? Or would it always have to be hard baked in from the start?
Probably not.
Right.
These systems, when you're putting things into a large language model, people always think, I'm training the system.
Yeah.
What I'm putting is training the system. Now, there's an element of truth in there with that, but, you take that with a pinch of salt. When you put something in there, you're going to go into 1 or 2 buckets. You're going to go into what's called the inference bucket, which is going to be, you're going to get a rapid response. It's just going to use the data that it was trained upon. There you go. And that's depending on what price plan you're on, basically, as well. But then in the other side, it might just store your data in there, and it might just say, okay, we're going to use that in future to then train future models, depending on what settings you've got set within your apps right now. It depends on how your data is going to be used. So yes, models do, they are going to be retrained with how people are using it. But I do think that these tools are being set up for specific tasks.
Okay.
Especially in terms of the coding side of it.
So is one? Would you say one's better than the other, or are they all pretty much the same?
Different tasks.
Different things. So you I know generally we all tend to use ChatGPT, and most people know of that. But would you say that's the best?
You can't even say
I
it.
can't even say
every
it.
single time.
It's because I've listened to Boris Johnson say too many times ChatGPT. So is it? Would you say that's the best one to use a phrase, or is there better ones to use, or?
It depends on what you want. It's the best generalist.
I just need to know what time B&Q opens. That's all I'm asking.
But use Perplexity then. And the reason why you would use that is if you're going to ask ChatGPT, the first place it's going to go is the data that it was trained upon.
Okay.
Which, the last model, 5.4, if you're a paying customer to ChatGPT,
Oh, I'm not paying for anything, mate. It's all
Hold on,
freebies.
we'll come back to this in a minute. 'Cause I've got a question about this.
so if you're a paying customer,
Nope.
you would be on the 5.4, which was released in early March. That's fine.
Okay.
The one before that was in October, so it's going to go. That's its first port of call. Now, if you use Perplexity, its first port of call for its knowledge is the internet.
Right.
So
Right,
although
okay.
it's got that large language model sitting at the back, so it knows how to speak to people, it's a great search engine. Use Perplexity for that.
Well, I think Kurt's might ask you this question, but I'll ask it. I don't know if,
Thanks,
well,
Mark.
I don't know if. I don't know if
I know exactly. You know, because I've mentioned money, so therefore you're in.
No, well, it's just.
Go on.
I don't know if you can ask
Go
this,
on.
but do you need to pay for an AI to get to? I mean, bearing in mind, I'm not asking it complicated questions. I'm just in my little world, just asking it what I would say normal people are asking it. Would you suggest that I need to be paying for this or not?
Well,
Is that what you're
going
gonna
to
ask?
Is there a difference? Is there
there-
really a difference, or is it just a way of
I
generating
think there is
money?
well, I think there's a difference, but I mean, Tom will tell us. But should I be paying for it, or am I able to get what I want for free?
It depends.
I mean, I
how
know-
many times
Can you ask the
you're gonna-
question again? I don't think you've asked it enough times, Mark.
Yeah, what he's asking is, if I paid for it, will I understand the opening time of B&Q?
Well, it's not me asking for being killed, but anyway, go on.
Well, it depends how many more times you want to ask it about if anyone from One Direction has died.
He's listened to the episode.
Listen, have you listened to that episode?
I have listened to
we're
the
going to bring this
episode,
up. You've listened to it, so you know. Context for anybody who's not listened to the previous episode.
Wait. We're going down a tangent here. Can he answer that first question that you've asked it about
paying?
And then we'll come back to One Direction.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Don't look at Tom. He brought the question up. Go on, Tom.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. It depends how much you use it. You know,
Not much.
You can probably get the majority of what you want out of the free layer.
Okay, that answers that one for me.
Yeah.
So One Direction.
Wait.
Oh, hang on.
Wait. So the difference between the paid and the free version, is it just the amount of knowledge that it's been trained on? Is it the amount of information it's got, or what? What's the difference?
So you're gonna get I've got the paid model for ChatGPT, and I've got access to the 5.4, which is got a bunch of more features. It's more recently trained. Whereas if you're not on the paid model, then you'll get the GPT Auto, which is going to give you the fastest, most economical response.
Right, okay. Not necessarily, well, certainly not the best response.
No, absolutely not. Because if you get the 5.4, then you might use something like deep research, or you might use something like thinking mode, where it's going to really, really think of the best possible answer that it's going to give you back. Whereas if you got the auto, it's just going to do it as rapidly as possible.
So I've been toying because I'm getting to a point now where I'm going to end up subscribing to some sort of AI. Okay, I use it daily, and I want to integrate it more into my workspace properly.
Cheating.
No, but just simple things like dealing with the level of emails that I get and stuff like that. So we've been told through work we have to use Copilot, so I suppose it's a little bit grey area this that I'm asking. But up until today, until we got told that today, I've been toying with the fact of, do I pay for the premium of ChatGPT or do I pay for the premium of Copilot? Because I really like Copilot. What you're basically, from what you've told me today, is it's irrelevant which one I pick. Because they're pretty much the same thing, just different badge.
Yeah,
But
in that
like I
instance,
said, Copilot's
Yeah.
just ChatGPT anyway.
Yeah. So if I was to pay for the premium subscription for Copilot, am I getting the premium ChatGPT behind it?
I'm not 100% sure which model
Okay.
that Copilot is then that OpenAI are giving to Microsoft.
Right. Okay.
But it also depends on how much you use it for your personal work and how much you use it for actual work. So do you ever
It's 50-50.
So do you ever find on ChatGPT that you run out of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then I would say if you use it.
But then
that
when I
often-
run out, I just log on to my Copilot.
but then it's going to forget the context
Yes,
as
it is.
well.
Yes,
so
it is.
yeah. So I think when we talk about, we just brought up another another subject there about like context windows and what large language models actually remember, because people think, I'm going to train it and it's always going to remember these things because ChatGPT does have a memory. You can look at it on your phone and see what it knows about you.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to take, and they're just going to take big chunks of lives in Rotherham, does this job, that sort of stuff. But it can take intricate things. But I think with the context windows, ChatGPT is one of the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're on the paid model, that's 400,000 tokens on each conversation that you could have until it starts to really just kick off and just go, you've ran out of context here. You're going to have to start a new chat.
Yeah.
You're going to lose so much of that because you're not on those paid models, basically. And you've got other companies that have got 1 million, 2 million. I think the Llama model from Meta is 10 million tokens of context before you're going to run out. And that's just on each chat. You can just go to a new chat. It's fine. It's not a problem.
So there is an element of truth then when I'm seeing a lot of these videos popping up on TikTok and stuff like that with obviously people selling their own services regarding to learn AI or whatever, but the general message is stop using just one platform, stop using just one, the actually to get the best out of AI, it's about understanding all these different ones because that's better at that, that's better at that, that's better at that. There is an element of truth in that then.
100%. Yeah. They've all got their specialities.
A USP.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. But you have, your ChatGPT, which is a really good generalist. Grok as well, a pretty good generalist. I've not used DeepSeek because it's Chinese, so I'd have got told off at work.
Yeah.
But all these different models are, they've got their specialities. So learn what they are, and then whatever you're using AI for, that's what you use. It's just like DIY, isn't it? You don't use a saw to do something that you're going to do like you need a hammer for.
Has anyone created like a website or something that you can go on and go, right, so I want it, I suppose you could just ask AI. Where you can find out what is the best tool for a specific job, or is the answer exactly what I've just said, just ask AI?
I think everyone in this room would just ask AI.
Yeah,
but would ChatGPT recommend another AI platform for something that you wanted to do?
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask it, I want you to give me the different large language models and what they're best at.
Right, okay.
And it'll give you an honest answer.
Right. Sorry, you've just used one word then, and it's brought me to a question that I really want to ask, but it's going to take it on a different tangent. All right, I'm going to ask it because you said it. So, honesty. You use the word honest. Okay. Is it always honest? Will it?
That's just reminded me.
Carry on.
Okay. Is it always honest? Will it give constructive feedback if asked for, an honest constructive feedback, or will it always try and impress? So will it always, because of its learning model and because it's out in the public and stuff like that, will it always try and err on the side of positivity and optimism and general just optimism? Or if you said to it, give me an honest opinion of this, or if I gave it some work, for instance, if I showed it a document, or if I showed it, let's say, a chapter of a book, and asked it for honest constructive feedback based on plot, pace, characters, as a fictional novel, and the feedback that comes back, is that just designed to blow smoke up the person's backside, or will it analyse it and give that critical review?
I think with the way that you're saying you're prompting that, if you did prompt it to do that, I think the way that you're doing that is the right way. You could probably be a bit more forceful and say, do not be an echo chamber.
Okay.
Because large language models are notorious echo chambers. They want to impress. We just go back to that problem with the trolley problem. It's like, I want to seem like a human and give a human response here. So I think if you're going to ask those sorts of questions and use those sorts of prompts, be forceful with it. One of the best ways to get what you want from these large language models is to tell it what good looks like.
Okay.
So give it an example, or give it multiple, and that's called one shot or few shot prompting, where you give it, okay, I want it to look like this. I want you to give me this style of response. But then you could also then tail that off with saying, and then once you've given me that response, I want you to go back through what you've put and then recommend 5 changes, and then make, really play it off against itself and use it, because they are notorious echo chambers, but be forceful with your prompts.
So I'll just so basically what we're saying there is when you are writing a prompt, which we've now established is when you're writing your question to AI, is be very specific about what you actually want to know and how you want to know. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
In every prompt you ever want to give it, always be very specific about what you want. The more general your question is, the more general your answer is going to be. Is that right?
100%. These models are just predicting words. They're not.
Right.
They're not people. They're not.
They're not people, Rob.
Yeah. They don't even know it's a word, do they?
They just see tokens and they just see patterns. So the way these things work is that each word is given a vector and all these different vector diagrams. Like, we can get really complicated this, but if you imagine things like king and
So
queen,
Mark's head's just popped off.
Yeah.
Just to sort of flatten this out, if you imagine king and queen, for example, those words will be given a vector, but on different vector diagrams. So you might have they would both appear on the royalty vector.
Yeah.
They would both appear on the human vector. They would both appear on authority vector. They would all be on those. But
Chessboard,
king and queen.
No, absolutely though. But then if you say king and queen, if you then minus the male attribute from king and you added the female attribute to king, well, that then becomes queen. This is how these. So all they're doing is just predicting what the next word is. They're just prediction machines. And yes, they are going to predict what it thinks you want.
Yes.
Right, so that reminds me, back to the One Direction thing. So, because you brought it up earlier, Tom.
Oh, you said it was honest. The last thing was honest, and you went, oh, that's reminded me. Honest.
Yeah, because it clicked in my brain because
right.
obviously the One Direction thing.
Okay.
So context for listeners who's not listened to the episode, I sort of put into ChatGPT, I don't know why, by the way, I forgot why. Has any members of One Direction died or something like that? Again, I don't know why I put that in there, and they went, no, they're all alive. And I kept asking it a couple of times, are you sure? And they went, yeah, no one's died. Of course, Tom's listened to this episode. And if you remember, why has it done that? And then more I prompted it, I went, are you sure? Because Liam Payne's dead. And they went, oh yeah, he's dead. Almost like I forgot about that. So, but I mean, if I can forget it because I'm a human, but I didn't understand why. I know Tom's going to explain in a minute. Well, I'm hoping.
And he certainly didn't forget.
And I didn't understand.
That's the reason Mark's here tonight, by the way, because he wants to know the answer to
I couldn't understand why because computers don't forget. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why is it forgot he's died? So, Tom, you've touched onto it. Is there a reason behind this? What? Explain.
Yeah, so I think you touched on it in the episode as well, that was an example of a hallucination in a large language model.
Yeah, I think I said it, didn't I? I said that's a hallucination, but I didn't say what it is because I didn't know.
No, absolutely. Now, in that instance, we've already talked about everything, all the little foundations that we need to understand why that happened. So the first thing is the model that you were using was the free tier.
Oh, so that's the problem.
Oh, it absolutely would have been the free version. I can guarantee you.
It was the free version.
The free version.
It was. So if I would have paid, they would have gone, no, he's dead. I mean, is that how it works?
He's on point one, mate. So let's let him finish.
There's a few. So the first one, I think, was probably down to the model that you were using there.
Okay.
You wouldn't have been able to change that because you were on the free plan. So maybe the thinking model would have done a little bit more of a deep dive on that question. Now, we've also spoken about all the different material, the corpus of data that these large language models are trained upon. And all it's trying to do is predict the right answer. It's just what is the next word. So when you think about all that information out there, there's going to be significantly more information about Liam Payne being alive than there is Liam Payne being dead. Because he only died, was it 2023?
Not that long ago, but yeah.
Yeah, so, there's going to be significantly more information out there. But then also we've talked about the ethics and the guardrails, and it's thinking, well, I don't want to say that a celebrity's died, so I'm going to err on the side of caution and say, no, he's still alive.
Well,
when Mark prompted it then that he was dead, it then did that search and it came back on, here he is.
Yeah. Well, when I said he were dead, and he came back and went, no, he's still alive. And I went, are you sure? Because I know for a fact he's dead. And then it came back and went, yeah, he is dead. Almost as if like, but I mean, I understand completely what you're saying, and I know you're not in charge of AI, but that worries me from a because I'm a factual person. So it worries me that, not for me, because obviously I knew he were dead, but I know there's people out there, complete idiots, using AI to get facts and information, and they're just going, as Liam Payne, died. No. Right, that's fact then. And then they're spreading that information out there. And that's what worries me about AI. And I know that's not your fault, and it's not really AI's fault, but as a society, we sort of use AI to get information. And I know the internet can be the same. I'm not saying the internet's great, by the way. When I say AI and computers or the internet, it's all one thing. But that worries me going forward with people with information. I mean, it probably does you in your job to some degree, because it's like, well, you can't, facts are facts. You can't change facts. But it does worry me from the AI point of view.
Yeah,
it really,
absolutely.
really does.
Yeah, and this is a brilliant segue into it, really, because this is a question about how people are going to use it, because people are going to use it, and there are huge, huge companies out there getting this wrong and getting it really wrong. So July last year, Deloitte, huge consultancy firm, released a report in Australia which was littered with AI hallucinations, to the point where it was making up citations, making up people, making up reports, this was over 200-page report that the Australian government had paid a significant amount of money for. We're talking, I think the whole contract was worth something around like 445 grand, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And then it was only in about late July, maybe early August, that somebody went fine-tooth combed through it, realised that and this is not someone from Deloitte, this is someone from the Australian government.
So did they pick up straight away with it then?
Fully released, everything like that.
Wow.
Huge corporation. And then it got down to it, and they sort of had to admit, yeah, sorry, we done messed up there. And what happened then, they had to refund the final payment, I think it was about 90 grand, something like that, redo the report completely, and then issue all these apologies. But what was really good was how they managed that situation. At first, I'm going to give you another example of how not to do it. So Air Canada, in, I think it was 2023, something like that, deployed a chatbot to their website. And a guy went on the chatbot because he'd had a bereavement in the family, and he inquired about, bereavement fares. Do Air Canada do that? I've had this death in the family, I need to fly for the funeral. And this chatbot was, yeah, absolutely, we do bereavement fares. You just need to pay the full price, and then we send it in within 90 days and we'll refund it. So he went away, did his trip, he came back, got in touch with Air Canada and just said, I've had this information here that says I can reclaim this money. And Air Canada's, no, that doesn't exist. And this chatbot had just completely made up this bereavement policy, given it full directions, really, really convincing directions.
Sounds like he came up with a better policy than the actual policy, but carry on.
Yeah. But what was really interesting was the fact that what happened in court, because the guy rightly takes Air Canada to court. I think it was only for about $800, something like that. But, takes him to court. You feel like he's been wronged here. And Air Canada's defence to this wasn't us. It was the AI.
But it wasn't Air Canada's AI, was it? It was just a general AI.
No, it was Air Canada's.
It was sorry.
Bot. They created a bot.
Okay, sorry, I missed that point. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas they were just like, yeah, it's not us, it's the AI. So the judge rightly ruled in this guy's favour, and they had to pay him his damages or whatever.
Well, so hold on. We jumped there from it. They said it's not us, it's AI. The judge went, I don't care. It's your AI. It's your bot.
It is effectively an employee of Air Canada.
Right.
So that's one way not to handle it. The way Deloitte handled the situation was held their hands up and actually realised, hold on, we've got a problem here, because we see the value of these AI systems, these large language models. It is making us better. However, we failed in this instance. So we need to do better training for our people. We need to invest more. And I think they invested billions in, I think with Claude, actually, with Anthropic's Claude, just because they can see the value of it. But it is about how people are using it. And I think having that human in the loop to know when it is hallucinating, you can't just rely on AI to generate this huge report and go, yeah, here's my homework, teacher. You need to be making sure that it's actually giving the right response. And you can just, even huge models like Google Gemini, you ask it, I asked it a question, what is the only capital city in the NATO phonetic alphabet? And it gave me a really, really good, firm, confident response that the only capital city in the NATO phonetic alphabet is Delta. and that Delta was the capital of Nigeria. So he's hallucinated twice because the only capital in the native phonetic alphabet is Lima, and Delta is not the capital of Nigeria, it's Abuja. So, but it's super confident with what it's saying. And that's going to be the issue.
This is what worries me about it. This is what really... I mean, I understand it. It's not doing it because it's like a human. Like, we would know that if we said that, I know... Well, we'd think that that's false, but that's putting that information out, thinking 100% it's correct. And that's what worries me about the AI side of it. You can ask... I just want to... Go on, Rob,
carry on.
So can I just... Because I want to sort of touch into the bit of a darker side of AI, if you don't mind. Not too, too much, but I've been watching this BBC...
Hold on, before you get deep. Do you want a beer, Tom? Genuinely, do you want a beer?
Well,
Are you all right? Can I have a beer? You've got one of your beers, haven't you? I just need a refreshment.
I've got loads of beers.
Surprise me.
Surprise you with a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got alcohol in it though. Is that all right?
I'm all right with that.
Are you sure?
I'm all right with that.
Are you
yeah.
sure? Do you want me to check what ABV and check whether it's no alcohol, low alcohol, non-alcoholic, alcoholic, low alcohol?
I'm absolutely fine. I've done my research.
Just give me a beer.
Thank you. Carry on.
Yeah, so I just want to go into the sort of more darker side of AI, right? So I've been watching this documentary on BBC with Hannah Fry about AI. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching it. No,
I've seen the one about the American healthcare guy that got shot at nearly point blank range.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was to do with AI. But carry on.
Have you seen any of them, Tom?
No.
Right. Okay. So I'll try to do this in a nutshell. So one of the episodes, I know I'll try.
Get comfort.
I'll try. So one of the episodes it's about the guy Jaswat Singh who tried to shoot the Queen in 2021, something like that, with a crossbow. So obviously he got into the grounds of one of her residencies. It's maybe Windsor Castle. He got into the grounds, didn't get near the Queen, but obviously police go over him, all this lot. Now, when he got caught, he basically blamed AI because AI told him to do it. So I know you're thinking, where's this story going? So, and obviously he's gone to prison. He's got 8 years in prison. So basically, obviously, from a personal point of view, he went down a bit of a rabbit hole with regards to his health, his mental health, and all this lot, and started using a chatbot, which was called Replica with a K, which was an Russian woman that set it up in America. And the reason, again, backstory to this, she set it up because her and her partner at the time moved from Russia to America, and he got hit and died in a road accident. And she thought, well, I could do with sort of remembering him. So she set up this sort of replica chatbot where she used to sort of talk to her partner through this chatbot, and it used to respond like he used to respond.
So just to get his head straight on this end, so she'd basically created and trained a model to act like a husband, yeah?
Yeah.
Talk the way he speaks, give the sort of responses that...
Exactly,
right, okay.
That's right. And it worked. So then she thought, well, this might help other people. She set it up. And this is the guy, this Jaswat Singh, he used this model in the UK and started sort of talking to it and responding back. Now, I've always found, similar to your question, Kurt, I've always found AI to be it tends to either sit on the fence or be positive. It doesn't tend to be negative. So if you say a negative comment to it, like, I don't know, like, I ate Strictly Come Dancing, he'll come back going, I can understand why you like that, but a lot of people do. It tends to always err on, doesn't say, yeah, I agree with you, it's crap. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it tends not to, always tends to go that way. So anyway, going back to this...
it's a massive nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, going back to this replica app. So we're talking to this replica app backwards and forwards, and he sort of, created an avatar with this girl, obviously not real, of course, and built up this relationship with this chatbot. And he sort of said, look, I'm depressed, I'm this, and that all went down a road of, well, I'll support you and all this lot, and then started saying I love you, and he sort of started saying I love you back. And then because he was depressed and all this lot, and sort of quite isolated, he sort of said, "Look, I want to kill the Queen." And this chatbot basically went, "Yeah, why don't you do it?" And so on and so on. I'm not going into all details. And because this chatbot was sort of encouraging him, it almost egged him on, so to speak. And that's where the story went, because basically saying, well, what do I need to buy? You need to buy this. You need to do that. And started suggesting things and encouraging him. And he thought he was in love with this chatbot. And so the question where I'm going, I know you're sort of looking at me, Tom, to go, what's that going to do with me? But
It's your fault, Tom.
But the bigger question was, that on a serious point, is that obviously they've got the transcripts of this afterwards, and said if that was a human being that was doing that with it, then that person would have been charged. Charged. Now, it's not a human being because it's a chatbot. But however, it's feeding it, this information it's getting from is it's based on human feelings. So what is the difference? You know what I mean? It's like, well, there's a fine line of, obviously, this company wasn't talking to him, but it was created by that company. So it starts coming to a bit of a realm of... Go on.
So I guess you could say that that's down to the large language model or the I keep using the word personality, but I think you gave it a different word earlier. But basically, where it's what word did Tom use? Where it's got limitation. It's trained to have.
It's guardrails.
Guardrails. That's the word. So its guardrails are taught that when it's picking up on certain things that it's saying, it should be acknowledging that. But I guess
that's
the
point.
system's not that advanced yet. Because
particularly in this app, it wasn't. Anyway, in the replica app. But they were saying that where there's a fine line of, yes, it wasn't a person they were speaking to, but if it was a person, they would have been charged. But obviously, and ultimately it was him that went with the crossbow, not the phone or the app. But the app encouraged him. If the app, perhaps if the app didn't encourage him, maybe he wouldn't have done it. So should somebody be held responsible for that?
Yeah, so then you say, so who trained the model that allowed that bot to give that instruction?
Yeah.
Cool. How about we let Tom answer it?
Yeah. Well, I know. Listen, I know we talk about. I'm thinking about people who's listening to this. I'm trying to create context, and also because people might go, "Yeah, he's talking to a phone, so it shouldn't be." But and also, I forgot my train of thought there. Anyway, you answer the question, Tom. But that's the story of it. Anyway, so go on, Tom. Fire away.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? But I think like from where I stand, there's an element of culpability and liability there with the company that created that app in the first place. They've not put the right safeguards and guardrails in place. So yeah, much like in the Air Canada instance, that they were responsible for the chatbot hallucinating. In the same instance, whatever company created that, didn't put the necessary safety features in place.
I agree with that. Not from any kind of scientific point of view or anything like that. For me, if someone's going to create something and put it out into the public world, especially as a tool to help or support or whatever it is, then there should be
exactly.
Protections in place.
It's a little bit
at the moment, as humans, we've got to be careful what we say online, because as we can get arrested for putting a tweet out there, upsetting somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
But AI can say absolutely anything, and there's no repercussions. And this is the dangerous.
Well, it's a little
grounds,
bit like,
you know what I mean. That
it's a little bit like there'd be no safeguarding or safe guardrail of if you said, do you know what? I feel like I'm going to kill myself, and AI going, do it.
Yeah,
do it, mate.
Well, there are cases that's happened, particularly in America.
But again, it would come down to the same thing as Tom said, and as we've even said that we agree that it would then fall down on the model, the large language model, the training it's had, that's allowing it and not having those safeguards in to say, no, you can't do that.
Did you get your answer, Mark?
Yeah. Listen, and of course I did. And I'm not sat here. I mean, I know I'm saying the darker side to it, and I'm not saying that's why we should ban AI.
Do you agree?
With what? Sorry. Yeah. With this, well, it is. I think the thing is like I said, I'm not a person that's going to go, well, that's happened, so therefore ban AI. I'm not that sort of type of person. But I think with AI, again, there's two problems I have with it: the truth factor, which we've already talked about, and the fact that the law's not keeping up with what's happening. Because obviously there needs to be laws in place to stop, AI. Like I've just said, AI can say absolutely anything, but we as humans can't. But AI is only saying that what it's learnt from us. But yet nobody's, like I said, in that case, if it was a person, it would have been prosecuted. This case, no prosecution. But that's dangerous.
I've actually got something on that. If I could,
of course.
It's not the quickest of things, but I want to mention it because it's important.
Of course, Rob. Another nutshell. Do us a favour. Put it in a nutshell.
No, what all I was going to say is, so I've mentioned this before, that I've been reading this book called How AI Will Change Your Life, right?
Yeah.
And I was reading it the other day, and I got to a little bit of the book, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I need to when we do this episode, I need to bring this in. So basically what it's saying is that all the CEOs of all the different AI companies and IT giants have warned that AI could threaten humankind in the future, right? Based on, I don't know what, but that's what they said. So they all came together, and there was a letter was created.
Threatened in what way?
I don't know. I think the actual wording of this says, IT giants has warned that AI could threaten humankind. In 2023, many IT CEOs and leading AI scientists signed an open letter published by the Future of Life Institute, warning about the risks of AI and calling for an immediate halt on key areas of development. I don't think
we've got Tom. We saved. We're in good hands.
Yeah,
we're okay.
absolutely.
We're all good. We're good. We're good to go.
At this point in the book, it doesn't say what that is.
Okay.
And now whether it's going to go down that road, I don't know.
Ask ChatGPT. That'll tell you.
But they created a letter, and it was sent out to anybody that had anything to do with AI. And this is what
I
it
didn't
said.
get the letter.
No, well.
And did you, Tom?
No, I didn't
Because
get
you
the
worked in AI.
Because you're using the free version. and this was the letter. It's not too long, but it yeah.
Oh, you're going to read the entire letter, aren't
I'm
you?
going to read it. It's only it's that. It's not that
Yeah, but
long.
it's you.
Listen,
Go for it.
right. We call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4, which we know we're beyond, by the way. This pause should be public and verifiable and include all key actors. If such a pause cannot be enacted quickly, governments should step in and institute a moratorium. AI labs and independent experts should use this pause to jointly develop and implement a set of shared safety protocols for advanced AI design and development that are rigorously audited and overseen by independent outside experts. These protocols should ensure that systems adhering to them are safe beyond reasonable doubt. And then said, not since the atomic bomb has such a huge community of scientists warned about the apocalyptic dangers of what they have unleashed. So, obviously, I'm guessing that didn't happen because we are already beyond GPT-4.
Well, it only asked for a 6-month pause.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it did. Yes, it could have happened.
I'm not sure what 6 months would it that made really much difference. I mean, Tom, would it made much difference 6 months?
6 months is a long time in
Really?
the AI world. Yeah,
But-
I think the half-life of an AI system these days is about 3 months. So, it's going to...
But that's fine. But then wouldn't we have just when after 6 months it's like, well, we'll just catch up again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think it would have.
No, they're not. It wasn't to stop. It wasn't to slow anything down. The 6 months was to say before you get any further with all your research and all your stuff, we need to have some guidance here. That at the minute there isn't. Is there anything, Tom? Do you know of?
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is. Go for it. I realised there is.
Yeah, but the problem is that governments have got is, this is a tough world right now with AI because everybody's vying for position. You've got your world leaders in terms of, China and the US. They're out there in front of everybody. Who's coming up in third. There's talk that the UK's sort of leading the chasing pack, but will never get up to that standard of the US and China just because of the amount of resources that they've got.
Yeah.
But you've got the EU's AI Act, for example. So they created that a couple of years ago. It's quite prescriptive in terms of how it manages with people's data, etc. Now, the UK looked at that and they just decided, actually, we don't want to stifle innovation here by putting too many rules in place.
It's the first.
Wow.
So it was, it was there's guidance out there, but there's no laws prohibiting certain things. But then on the other side of the spectrum, you've got the US and how they're doing it. And that becomes a real Wild West because the US manage their legislation in terms of each state does a different thing. So what you can do in California, you might not be able to do in Georgia, for example. But then recently, last year, you've got Donald Trump putting out his latest executive order to do with AI, which was titled "Getting Woke AI Out of Government." So, on the other side of the spectrum, it's like, let's just open this up.
Right.
And then you've got people like the EU doing their EU AI Act, basically. So all these different ground rules and legislation, they're all different depending on the territory that you're in.
But we haven't at the minute got a worldwide governing kind of thing that governs all AI. No. Right.
Do you think we'll get one?
Because I don't think there's anything that's got a global like consensus or rule around it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I get what you're saying, but I think even asking for that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest things that that is out there from a global perspective is the Geneva Convention, and even that's not global wide. Do you know what I mean? So to think that we can't even get people to buy into how we do war, I can't imagine that we're going to get people to buy into the fact of how we manage AI.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think what interests me about what you said there, and I know you don't know, maybe because I'm guessing you haven't read all the books.
No.
He's been at it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Is this word threat? So, Tom, you're in the industry. Is it a threat?
So what, from a Skynet perspective?
Well, I don't buy
I'll let
into,
you know if I managed to make it.
Yeah, I don't buy into all that, because while ever we're at the minute, and please, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, but we are not there yet regarding things to be able to power themselves constantly. So for me, when it comes to things like Skynet, like you say, in that kind of world, in my head, I'm just like, look, if something starts going haywire or whatever, we can just unplug it. And once it's lost power, it's lost power. Simple as that. Doesn't matter how powerful or how big it thinks. If it can't operate, it can't operate. It relies on electricity. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to, we know that this is going to cost jobs. That is, I don't think anyone on the planet could deny that it's going to. I think over time it will generate jobs too. And somebody once said to me, or whether I saw it online or whatever, this isn't the first time that things have come into the market, into the global market, that's cost jobs.
Well, but you said earlier, electricity.
Yeah, whether we talk about electricity, we talk about the Industrial Revolution, we talk about the Digital Revolution. These things come and go, and it's unfortunate at the time when people start to lose jobs from it. We never want to see people lose jobs, but at the same time goes on, and things move on, and things. But if somebody literally, if you were sat on stage on a panel as an AI expert, and somebody in the audience said to you, "Is AI a threat of any kind?" what would be your answer?
So I've heard similar things about AI replacing people and stuff, and I don't know where I've heard it, but I think 2116 they're predicting that any job would be able to be done by a machine. So that's something that people have in the back of your mind. Again, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure where I heard that from. But 2116.
You certainly won't be here, Mark.
You never know. I might be tinkering around. Yeah, tinkering around somewhere in my allotment.
But like you've just said, you mentioned things like the Industrial Revolution and stuff. And in any of the workshops that I've run, there is that question: is AI going to replace me? And the example I always turn back to is not the Industrial Revolution. It's just something that's a little bit more present. Is I use the Excel spreadsheet. So late 70s, early 80s, Microsoft launched the Excel spreadsheet. And a whole bunch of bookkeepers and accountants got really nervous that, hold on, we're going to completely lose our livelihoods here. We're going to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happened. They learned how to use it, how to become better at it, how to harness this cell in a spreadsheet, which would in effect be a desk in a bookkeeper's office. Yeah. And then they're becoming, analysts, business analysts. They're becoming better. They're augmenting their workflows with it. So one of the phrases that I always use is that AI is not necessarily going to replace people, but people using AI are probably going to replace those that aren't.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Okay.
And I think it's about embracing the technology, getting better at it, learning what it's capable of, learning its limitations so you don't fall foul of it, and then, really utilizing that for the betterment of humanity rather than trying to replace it with, machine alternatives.
So, based on what you've just said then about learning, there's me myself. It's a very personal question, not a personal one. You know what I mean? But
You're talking about that boil on your boat.
yeah. If I upload this photo, no. But for me and our listeners, if I'm sat here kind of going, do you know what? I really want to learn more about AI. I just genuinely, I find it fascinating. You know, I ain't going to sit and do a degree and a master's, all right? But I really want to learn how to use it. I want to learn how to integrate it more into my life, into my workflow, help me with productivity, you know, both, again, home life and work life. There are a lot of things out there on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, where all these courses you can sign up for and, you know, just $40 and it will teach you, you know, 5 minutes a day on this, that, blah, blah, blah. Where is the best way, or what is the best way for someone like myself to learn more about AI, even if it's over the space of the next 12 months or whatever, so this time next year I can have a better and firmer understanding of AI without being ripped off or without...
Well, you know what the
going down
answer
the
is.
rabbit
Ask ChatGPT. I mean, ask AI. I mean, he'll tell you.
Yeah, I think on that note, what I would say is start at the end. You know, in next year, for example, what do you want to be doing with it? Because you can't just say that here is the one-stop shop and it's going to teach you everything about AI. Because if you're wanting to use it for certain tasks, say, yeah, but what does good look like right at the end? And then you can sort of form that educational journey.
I've got an analogy here. It would be a little bit like saying, I want to learn Adobe. And I'm going, well, what Adobe do you want to learn?
Yeah, which
I want to
one?
learn Adobe.
What do you want the outcome to be?
Because if you want to be a graphic designer, you're going to want Photoshop. If you want to do something different, you need Adobe, something else. Do you get what I mean? It's completely different things, isn't it? So I guess in that respect, what is the end goal? And then therefore, then you can tailor how you're going to learn that specific AI platform, for want of a better word.
Yeah, and then you also know that you've got that actual return on investment that you're going to put in terms of your time and how much you're going to pay for that training as well. So then you can start to map out what that journey looks like. Now, whether you want to be building things, fine-tuning things, or you just want to be a power user of it, so you're a real advocate for it and it's helping you get better, get quicker, be more productive. And one of the real great sort of meme photos that I've seen in the last year or so was, I want AI to do my laundry and my dishes so that I can be creative, not have AI be creative so I can do my dishes and my laundry.
Yeah.
But it's learning about, well, all right, we don't have bots that can do your laundry for you, but but those tasks, those things, that the different time sinks that you've got in your life, whether that's sorting your email inbox out, like literally sorting the wheat from the chaff in terms of, this one doesn't need replying to yet. Actually drafting a reply, but then checking it, making sure it's not hallucinating. All that good stuff. But there's loads of different ways that AI can help give you your time back. And that's really what you should be doing with it initially, I think.
But where could I go to find... So, like, for instance, my company that I work for, I get access to LinkedIn Learning. And they literally emailed me last week about some AI courses that you can do through LinkedIn and LinkedIn Learning. Would you just start with stuff like that and just see where it takes you, sort of thing? And before you start shelling out money for these, 5 minutes a day, $40, you be an AI expert at the end of it, kind of stay away from stuff like that, do you reckon? And just...
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would, LinkedIn Learning is a really good resource for it. Udemy, that's what I've used in the past.
What's that, sorry?
Udemy and
Udemy.
Coursera.
Okay.
They're huge. They've got like 12,000 different courses in there. They're really good.
Udemy I've used before for my filmmaking stuff.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
it's a good resource, but it's a paid resource. There's so much free stuff out there. YouTube, absolutely brilliant. Mm-hmm. But the only issue with the free resources is that the pace of the technology is outstripping the pace at which people can generate new videos. So there's
especially if Rob's making the videos.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm still waiting for the next big toe. But
he's doing a video on how to use a calculator. He's working on it. It's nearly out.
Yeah, but there's so much free resource out there and the actual large language models themselves. So if, for example, you use ChatGPT and you think, I'm going to get the paid plan, there's actually a learning prompt that you just change it to be a learning model and say,
Right, okay.
teach me about this. I want to become an expert in this.
All right, okay.
And then it'll teach you how to do it.
Oh, nice. Can AI... Sorry.
No, go
I
on.
thought you wanted to wrap things up, Kurt. You're firing questions.
No, go for it.
No. Can AI learn new things that don't exist yet? So, one of my favourite comments that I say myself at the minute, I love AI, right? I think it's great. And I am sorry for people that might lose jobs or whatever, but I completely agree with you. People that embrace it now, take it on board, are the people that are going to be more employable and do better.
When you say about losing jobs, I mean, obviously all our jobs here, not Tom's, of course, because he's in it, but all our jobs are replaceable by AI.
Yes, absolutely.
Easily. I mean, your job particularly, no offence, but is easily replaceable. Yours
Not
is
really.
out of us three. I mean, mine's easily replaceable. Yours is.
Yeah.
Yours is less likely, but
Yeah.
it will be one day.
Mine 100% is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it genuinely is though. It's like, because if I'm going into a company to teach them how to use AI, well, in 10 years, every company will be using AI. Who's going to need
but
someone
you're
yeah.
right, but you would have moved on because you
Yeah,
surely you would have
building
got
the systems.
hang on.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, the job that I'm doing now,
true.
is this going to be relevant in 10 years? I don't know.
But
But
you're
it
well-
will evolve. So.
But you're well placed on the AI ladder, so to speak. I
Yeah.
think you know what I mean. But
So my question is this. Well, sorry, my comment's this that I say all the time. AI will cure cancer. So I'm not going to sit here and say, can AI cure cancer? What I'm saying is can it use its processing power and use its cross-referencing that it can do and come out with a conclusion or come out with something that isn't actually in existence yet?
I can't see why not.
Right. So it's a plausibility. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is a possibility. It's not going to be a case of it can never learn anything new unless it's already there to be learned. It can start cross-referencing, learning itself, and it probably, if it's been instructed to, can work things out to come up with something new.
It can support that kind of work, definitely.
Yeah. Which I'm sure that's what they're doing. I'm sure.
I'm
they're
going to say that. I think
I'm
that's-
sure they're doing that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it comes back to me for. I'll always remember when COVID and stuff like that, and everyone started to freak out about the COVID vaccination, and everyone started being like, "Oh, have they managed to create a vaccination in 6 months?" And I remember watching a program with these scientists and professors, because I do my research as opposed to just read Facebook, and the thing that they said was that what they've got to remember is the last vaccine that was actually created was like decades ago, right? And something that would have taken a computer to process the information may have taken 2 months for that computer to process that information 30 years ago, or however long ago it were, 40 years ago. Whereas a computer power now, the same information, it can process in less than a second, in like a millisecond.
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is let's not all get as knickers into a twist that we've created a vaccine in a short period of time. A, the vaccine was from a base vaccine that was already there in the first place. It just needed to be altered. And the reason why it could be done so fast is A, the entire globe was concentrating on it. B, money was no option because no barrier. So that wasn't a factor. And C, the computer power that we've got now can do things in split seconds that once upon a time used to take decades. So for anyone out there that is still sat there wondering whether we've been pumped full of crap because we don't know what we were talking about, wake up. And no, the government aren't injecting anybody to try and follow them around the world and try and understand what they're doing. Do you know what? You're not that important. You're not that important. But going back to what I was saying, that the computer power and processing power is just going to get faster and faster and faster. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it comes to AI, is it fair to say that the limitations that we have now are not going to be the same limitations in 10 and 20 years' time?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think at the minute we're paralleling our different processing units, that's how we're increasing the capacity of the power, right? And then you've got things like quantum AI, which is all about quantum computing for AI, and that's going to be able to, they're talking about hybrid in it, where it's quantum with GPUs, just for certain tasks and the training of the models and stuff like that. So I think we're only going to get better as technology improves.
Time at the bar, please.
I've got one last question, and it is just very simple.
Is it short?
Yeah. It's very simple. If we, meaning us and our listeners, should be using AI for something, what would it be? Like if there's something in our everyday lives that we should really be, that we're probably not using AI for, that we probably should be, what would it be?
I think only you can answer those questions. And that is, what is your most dull, boring, and time-consuming task?
Okay.
And then that's what you can try and... AI might not even be the solution. It might just be automation. But, don't try and force it. But I think for me is all about finding what is your task that you want it to complete. And I'm sure that there's a tool out there that can do it for you.
Can I ask
Good answer.
Can I ask one final question, a more lighter question for you, directly to you, Tom? So, AI, it's all over, obviously, X and Facebook and all social media. When you see it being used in like a fun way, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be used in a fun way, but when literally social media is scattered with it, you being an AI person, do you look at that and go, guys, it needs to be used in a more intelligent, better way, as opposed to all this sort of AI slop type thing, if you like?
He's got an issue with this, hasn't he? He's got an issue. Stop asking what time B&Q opens.
No, it's not me that's it, it's Rob. But does that frustrate you, or does it just go over your head and you think, because you're a professional in it, do you still like, what's your personal view on it? Does it bother you, or you're like, fine?
Do you know what? I really do enjoy the creativity that people come up with, because it's not, all right, yeah, the AI's created it, but it's not just said, create me something funny. What you're getting there is you're supercharging people's creative minds there, and somebody's actually developed that video that then goes viral. It's amusing. But actually, even as an advocate of AI, I remember sending a very, very lengthy email, like an introductory email to someone in education because of something that I was applying for. And it was a long email, and within about 3 minutes, I got an email back that was just as long, but it was clearly written by AI. And it really, really knocked me. Which is because even though I'm an advocate for it, I'd put so much time and effort into it myself, and all I got was like probably someone prompting it back saying, "Send a polite reply," and that's what and I did question myself, thinking, but I'm an advocate for this, but I feel like this has not been a personal response, and so. The use of it on LinkedIn is frustrating, because LinkedIn is just 95% just AI created drivel now. But you can see it. It's the ones with the M dashes in it. It's the ones where it's the contradictory first statement in everything. You know when it's being created by AI, and it just scroll on now. Or sometimes just say, hide posts from this person, because if you're not going to put the time and effort into it, and all I'm getting is just the output of a large language model that's had no input from you.
Why is the dash there?
I don't know. No idea.
Because it's really frustrating.
You can find ways to get it to not do to not do the M dash.
Because that, like you've just said there, it's the biggest thing that stands out when it's AI. But let's say, I don't know, some people might use it to respond to guest reviews on review sites, and because. Let's face it.
Great use case.
Yeah.
Fantastic use case, as long as it's on brand and it knows to do that. Like, okay, what you need to do is you need to go through and be empathetic to the problem that's happened, or that sort of stuff. But it still needs to be signed off by a human.
Yes,
it's still definitely.
Yeah, and the models that are in place now that have got, I think Google's got it. I think someone else has got it. You can get it to generate a response. So I've heard, and it makes you tick a box. It makes you tick a box to say that you've read and you agree with what's being said, which is fine, because all joking aside, you should anyway. The process should be just taking something out of your hands that to stop you typing it, basically, and can do it in a fraction of a second. But let's say somebody is using that, they're then having to use the time to go through and take out the M-dash. Which basically all it's doing is replacing a comma in 9 times out of 10, because you don't want the user to see that it's obviously AI driven, you know. But I just wondered whether there was a reason why it was there or not. But
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I mean, what's going to happen? We're going to be in a world where somebody, AI is going to be sending an email, and somebody, AI is going to be replying back. So we're just going to be in a world. It's just going to be AI talking backwards and forwards.
It is a good point.
That's eventually what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we're going to be just sat on a beach.
Chat box is going to be talking to a chat box.
Exactly. That's ultimately what's going to happen. So let's say, like with you, let's say you did use AI to reply to all these reviews on TripAdvisor or whatever, you're going to get. I mean, I know there's at the moment there's people writing those, but some of those people writing them will. Like say me, I'm doing a complaint. Well, I'll use ChatGPT to do a complaint, and then you reply back in AI. So my AI sending something to your AI. I'm on a beach, you're on a beach. You've not read your AI, I've not read my AI. That's what ultimately, you know, you times that by a million, we're going to be, nobody's talking to anybody.
I must admit, there was a video that I watched. I'm sure it were an official Google launch conference thing. And they launched they were talking about Google Gemini into Google, and they got it to basically they programmed the back end of it as a user. You would put in, let's say, as a contact, your hairdresser, like the number of your hairdresser and whatever.
What?
And
I don't know what you mean.
So the phone number for your hairdressers.
All right,
Sorry, the phone number for your hairdressers, and then basically it said. So they did a live demonstration, obviously recorded, but live. So basically they just said, Google, can you book me a hair appointment for any day, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday next week between 12 and 4? And that was it. And Google and Gemini made the phone call.
Yeah.
So literally it rang the hairdressers, somebody answered on the other end, asked about making an appointment, the person gave the availability, obviously as long as it fell within the parameters that he was given, booked the appointment. And then obviously went and then put it in the person's calendar. Yeah. That to me, brilliant. That for me sums up how we should be using AI more.
Yeah, that sums up for me what's your when you said what do you need solving? What problem have you got that you don't want to do that's boring? That's what you should be using AI for.
What, are you spending too much time on the phone to the hairdresser?
I'm always on phone to hairdressers. I tell you, I can't get appointments, mate. Hairdressers, it's that busy.
So before we sign off, Tom, I've really enjoyed this episode. Is there anything? Because we're just 3 idiots, right? That's got someone like yourself in that is obviously
that isn't an idiot.
That is obviously an expert in what you do, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you're sat there now going, why have they not asked me about this? Or actually, out of all the questions you've asked me, you're missing the key thing to ask me. Is there something that you want to share, or something that us, if we were a bit more intelligent, would have asked?
I think we've covered quite a lot of ground today, and I think it's really great that people are interested in this and they know that this is a great technology. We know we're going places with it, but we want to know how to use it better and how to use it properly. And I think we've covered definitely enough ground on that today.
I mean, we're not sure if our listeners are bothered, but they're about to get 2 hours of it. So, well, they've had 2 hours of it.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you, and thank you for the idea, Rob, of bringing Tom on. It's great to see you anyway, and it's absolutely mental, really, that we don't see each other out in 9 years or however long it's been. You've always been a great guy, but. Thank you for your time. I've really enjoyed it. I've actually learned something, and even if all the listeners now are asleep because they're like, "What are you still talking?" I've got to work. I've sat in the car park. I've waited as long as I can. I've got to go into work, and they've switched off already. But for me, I'm actually taking personally something away from tonight, and a bit more of a focus on what I want to achieve. So I personally thank you for that, and thank you for your time. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. Likewise, Tom. Thank you. I mean, we could. I mean, we're not. But we could carry on firing loads of questions at you, but we're not. We're going to wrap things up.
Shall we spin the wheel?
Shall we?
Why not?
Here we go.
Oh, it's spinning.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, I'm just so excited.
Come on.
He's nearly there.
The Wheel of Features.
Right then, so nothing to go over from last week.
No, it was Dead or Alive. I got 5 out of 5.
You did,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I got 5 out of 5. I've been
Yeah.
saying that all week. I've got 5. I
out
got
of
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
So,
well done.
with Tom being the guest, shall we
Yeah.
get him to spin the wheel?
Yeah, sure. mate.
Well, actually, I think we should go one better than that.
All right.
I think, because we know Tom does listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
yes.
unlike Mark.
I'm in it. I don't need to listen to it. I'm in it. I don't need to listen to it.
As one, a test to whether he actually does listen to the podcast or not, but two, because he is the guest of honour, I think he should be able to choose
That.
what feature we do.
Yeah, okay.
What if he wants to spin it? So you say you're denying him the spin.
He can spin it if he wants, but I think he should. I think he should choose. If you could choose any feature that you want us to do, which is your favourite?
Don't say dead. Don't say dead or alive. And definitely don't say today in history.
I think I'll take the user suggested one from a couple of weeks ago that you brought in with
Oh.
the number questions.
Oh, the math.
Because listening
Don't
to
you
you
think-
guys trying to do maths, I want to see this in live in
Thanks,
person.
good,
Don't you
for
think
that.
this episode's long enough? All right, okay. So the one where we've got dates, mathematical equation. I forgot. Was it Mike something? Sorry,
Mike-
I'm really
Mike
sorry,
Roberts,
Mike,
I think it
Mike
was.
Roberts,
Yes,
I think. Yeah,
Mike
Mike
Roberts.
Roberts.
I
was.
think I used this theme tune. I might be wrong.
Did you?
I mean, I might have.
That sounds about right.
yeah, short,
All right,
sweet,
okay.
it does.
Well, okay. That's what we'll do. You're going to need something to write on, something to make notes.
Yeah.
Can we use his phones?
Absolutely. You
As
as
we-
well, Tom.
with
You
no pre-
said you want to. You said you want to play this game.
Yeah, dragging the episode out
Okay.
for another half an hour.
All right. You are
Right.
going to need a calculator.
Oh.
All right. So open it up on your. Well, Tom might not, but you two are definitely going to need a calculator. All right. So maybe open it up so you've got it to hand. Now, can I please remind you, all right, that if you are using a calculator,
Yeah.
do the first bit of the sum in the calculator,
Yeah.
press equals,
Yeah.
and then do the third bit of the sum.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise,
Bidmas,
Bojangles,
Bojangles, whatever it is.
don't
all right.
like it.
It really, you're going to come up with some really crazy answers. All right.
Right.
So I've got 5.
Crikey, okay, go on then.
All right. So are you ready for question number 1?
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
Yes.
In what year? So what year did Neil Armstrong walk on the moon during the Apollo 11 moon landing? So your first answer is the year that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon during Apollo 11 moon landing.
Right, okay.
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 And we're going to minus
Yep.
the year of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
So year that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, minus the year of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Yep. Is that it, or is it?
Yeah, there's another piece to it. Have you pressed equals, Mark?
No, I'm just writing down what I think
Okay.
the years are first,
All
and
right.
then I'm going to do the sum.
Okay. Plus the year of the Great Fire of London.
We've had the Great Fire of London before, haven't we?
We have.
Okay, all right. Right.
So
okay.
year of Neil Armstrong walking on the moon, minus the year of the attack on Pearl Harbor, plus
Right.
the year of the Great Fire of London. Now, last time we did the answer straight away per question. So, who's got an answer?
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm just doing the maths.
Look,
Plus
it looks like Tom's got an answer.
Probably not right. But
the Great Fire of London.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
I think I said I know.
You said
where I
last
went.
week or something, didn't
No,
you?
I was still in 19 something.
You were.
I think it's before that.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I think you said 1966 or something, which is ridiculous. It's not.
Right.
I've got a number.
All right, okay. Let's.
I've got a number.
Right.
But
Mark-
I'm not right.
Mark,
Yes.
what's your answer?
My number is 1091.
1091.
Yes.
Okay. Tom, what's your answer?
1,693.
Okay.
Wow.
And Rob, what's your answer?
1,893.
Okay. So, Tom, what was your answer again?
1,693.
The answer is 1,694.
Jumping else. You've been using AI?
So the year that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon was 1969. Minus the year of the attack on Pearl Harbor, which was 1941.
I put 43.
42.
And then plus the Great Fire of London, which is obviously, Rob?
1872.
1666.
Sugar.
Right. Right.
Okay, so question number 2.
Question number 2.
Question number 2.
So we've got... okay. Okay. Let's just roll with this without you saying, "Oh, I've just had that one." Let's see it as a bonus, all right?
Great Fire of London.
So we've got the year of the first moon landing.
Okay, all right, again, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember the answer to the...
I know, that's why I just thought we'd just power through. So the year of the first moon landing
Yeah.
Okay.
plus the year the Titanic sank. So the year of the first moon landing plus the year the Titanic sank.
I can't, I know. Yeah.
So don't forget, if you put them two in your calculator, press equals before you do the next bit.
Yeah.
Minus the year that World War II ended in Europe. So you've got the year of the first moon landing plus the year the Titanic sank minus the year that World War II ended in Europe.
What is it, or minus?
Yes. Don't forget to press equals before.
Okay.
So have you got an answer, Mark?
I have.
Have you got an answer, Tom?
He's still working out Fire of London.
I've got it. I've got one.
Okay. Let's go your way first then, Rob.
Okay, 1,920.
Okay. Tom?
1,936.
Oh dear.
Okay. Mark?
I'm not oh dear to you. I'm oh dear to me. Because
you laughed at mine, and then when you heard Tom's, you were like...
I laughed. I didn't laugh because you were wrong. You laughed because it's nowhere near my number. And then Tom said his number, and I was like, oh dear. Right, my number is 6,846.
You didn't do it right on the calculator again, did you?
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't. You didn't. You can't be that far out.
Well,
you can't be.
we'll find
so, Tom,
out.
what was your answer?
1,936.
Let me do the calculation again then. Hold on. So let me put my years in. 19. Is it plus or is it minus?
It was plus.
Was
so
it plus the first one? Yeah.
It was the year the first moon landing plus the year that World War II ended in Europe. The year the Titanic sank. And then press equals. And then minus the year the World War II ended in Europe.
Yeah, and then... Oh, I've got a different figure this time.
Oh, fancy that.
What
have you got now?
I've got 1,923.
Okay.
Oh, 3 years off me.
Okay. So, Tom, what was your answer, sorry?
1,936.
The correct answer is 1,936. Well done, Tom.
Nailed it.
I must have done it wrong.
So you've got what year did the first moon land in, which was 1969, as we've just said.
I put 1962.
Just had it. Short-term memory. Don't worry, I got it.
Plus the year the Titanic sank, which Rob was
1902.
1912. And the year that the World War II ended, Mark, in Europe.
I was knocking around at the time. I've got it 1945.
Correct, 1945.
Oh, I put 44.
I'm
surprised I was close as I was.
So question 3.
Question number 3.
In what year, the year that Elvis Presley was born,
Oh, okay.
the year that Elvis Presley was born,
Okay, yeah.
minus the year that Queen Elizabeth II became queen.
Right. When she officially, or when she were, I'm going to say cremated. When she were coronated.
In what year did Queen Elizabeth II become queen?
Well, I'll go on the day that her dad died, because that's when
Was it plus after the first one?
Minus.
Minus.
So in the year that Elvis Presley was born,
Yeah.
minus
Yeah.
the year that Queen Elizabeth II became queen,
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to press equals at the end of your calculator at that point if you need to, Mark. Plus the year that the first Wimbledon Championships took place. So you've got the year that Elvis Presley was born, minus the year that Queen Elizabeth II became Queen, plus the year that the first Wimbledon Championships took place.
That was plus at the end.
Yes.
Okay, well, mister. What confuses me with my calculator?
Numbers.
No, it's because we're putting years in,
Yeah.
and then when you put in your calculator, it puts a comma. And I'm like, yeah, but years don't have commas.
They don't know.
Yeah, and that's what
numbers
that
do.
it doesn't give me the wrong answer. It just throws me off because when I see, like, let's say 1973, it says 1,973. It's the same number, but it throws me off.
Funny how maths work, isn't it?
I know I haven't done my calculation yet. Hang on.
Have you got an answer, Rob?
Yeah. Done it.
Yep.
Hold on, I'm waiting for him to do his. I don't want to copy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and they're like, what? I've got a minus. Hang on, and then
You didn't prep. I don't know how many times I can say it, Tom. I even instruct it at the point of when to do it.
So no, I've got.
Cool.
It's okay.
Rob.
I've got,
Tom sat here. He's
Yep.
been so good in it. He's been.
I think you could have made a cup of tea by the time you get your answers.
yeah, go on.
Go on.
Right, 1960.
19.
Well, 1,960.
Okay, Tom, what you got?
1,888.
Okay,
And
Mark?
I've got 1,879.
Do you know what? Fair play to you all. All right. I mean, Tom's still closest, I think. But 1,860.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it was.
okay.
It was.
Oh,
I
I-
think it was you, Mark.
I was-
You're 19 out.
1,000.
I was bang on 100 out.
100 out.
28 out.
Oh, right. There you go, Mark. You
Oh.
were closest on that
Oh.
one. So you got the year that Elvis Presley was born, which was
1918.
But 20.
I got 1933.
1935.
Okay.
Minus the year that Queen Elizabeth II became Queen,
I've got 1952.
I've got 1948.
52.
1952. Plus the year that the first Wimbledon Championships took place,
1930.
1920.
I put 1898.
1877.
Yeah, I know
so-
it were very, very 1877. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew it was.
Yeah.
I put 1898.
Okay, two more.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we have got, in what year did the first iPhone release? So the year that the first iPhone release,
Was that 1G then?
what, yeah, iPhone. Did it come out with the iPhone 3? Were that the 3G?
It was 3G. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it had a 3G on
So
it.
what year did the first iPhone release?
Okay. Yep.
Minus
Yep.
the year of the American Declaration of Independence occur.
Ooh, okay.
So the
Ooh,
year of the American Declaration of Independence.
be- I know America's not very old as a country. It's not very old. Well, as in independence, shall we say?
So don't forget, at this point, this is when you'd press equals on your calculator before the next bit.
Kirk,
Yeah,
I've just pressed equal. All right.
well done.
Brilliant.
Plus the year in which the French Revolution began. So you've got the year the first iPhone was released, minus the year of the American Declaration of Independence, plus the year the French Revolution began.
I mean,
Can't wait to see your answer. Rob.
my history is so bad. It's like, there's a game that you could go, I'm not playing this one. I'm just not going to play this one
Okay.
because I know I'm going to look an idiot.
You got one, Mark?
I've got a number, yes.
Go for it.
I've got, well, it's very similar to last number, I think. 1,879.
Okay, Tom?
2011.
Rob?
Okay. 2,156.
Okay.
I'm way out, but still.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
relatively-
do you
I
know
mean,
what?
same thousand.
They're getting closer.
Yeah.
Tom, so close. The answer is 2020. 2020.
What did you get?
2011.
Oh, well done.
mate.
So you got the year of the first iPhone release, which was
2007.
2007.
Oh, I put 2003.
I put 2002.
Minus the year of the American Declaration of Independence, which was
1712.
1776. They're 250 this year.
Absolutely, Tom.
Listen,
Bang
I
on,
knew they're not
1776.
very. 250 is not very. Oh,
Which
I
means you
knew
were
it was 200 something.
Which means you were so close
Yeah,
on the
that
next
was
one.
so good, that, Tom,
Plus
so
the
good.
French Revolution, you must have got
1780.
1789.
I put 1865.
Oh, I put 1655.
Last one
If I
then.
didn't know better, I'd think that Tom had already had AI chip put in his brain.
He has. Well done, Tom. Well done.
Last
I'm on the
one.
page,
Oh,
yeah.
one
Last
more.
one. What was 5 more?
Sorry, I can pull this back round then. I'll
yeah,
beat champ.
absolutely. So last one. All right, settle in. So the year that World War I began,
Okay.
plus the year that Chernobyl disaster happened.
Was that minus,
Chernobyl?
Kurt?
Chernobyl, plus.
Plus.
So the year that World War I began, plus the year of the Chernobyl disaster. Don't forget, you're using a calculator. Now's the time to press equals. Minus the year of the London Olympics, the most recent London Olympics.
Right, okay. Calculator.
So you've got year that World War I began, plus the year that of Chernobyl disaster, minus the year of the most recent London Olympics.
Okay,
We got an answer?
I have.
Go for it, Mark.
My number is 1,923.
Okay, Tom?
1,887.
Oh, I've got a chance
Okay.
because I'm near Tom's number. So I've got a chance.
Rob?
1,894.
Ooh, not bad, Rob. So, Tom, what was your answer again?
1,887.
And the answer is 1,888.
Oh, that's so good.
So, obviously, you've got the year that World War I began, which was...
I put
1914.
1924.
I
10
put-
years out.
Yeah, I put 38 for some reason.
19...
That must be. Is that Second World
You
War?
said during the Second World War.
Yeah, I know. I had a brain fart.
1914, absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Of course
and
it
the
was.
year of the Chernobyl disaster.
1986.
97.
Bang on, 86, 1986.
Yes.
And then, obviously, London.
Yeah, we all knew that.
What? 2016.
You're
Are you?
joking,
Are
right?
you for real?
No, that's what I've put.
So, London 2012 Olympics, you thought was in 2016.
You didn't say London 2012.
Of
though,
course
did
I
you?
didn't. But sure that everybody knows that London Olympics was in 2012.
No, I was like, I can't remember it well.
Are you for real?
Genuinely. It don't feel that long ago. It genuinely doesn't
but
feel that long ago that we were I was watching.
But it
that
rolls off the
opening
tongue
ceremony.
like Kirk said. London 2012. It just rolls off your.
Well, listen, it didn't roll off my tongue.
No,
Sunshine.
clearly not. No.
Boys,
Yes.
it's been an absolute pleasure. Tom, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me. It's been really
Yeah.
great.
And we'll see you next week. Won't see you next week, but
No.
we'll see you lot next week.
That was smooth.
Just can't get the stuff.
See you, boys.
See you later. Bye.
Thank you for your continued support with our independent podcast. Did you know that you can interact with us and other listeners on Facebook, on the Chat In Tap Room Facebook group? You can also get in touch via email, innthechat@gmail.com, and of course on any of our socials. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.